In this video, we'll discuss 3 important Logic Pro X preferences that you need to know. This is the setup I'll be using for this video: a Focusrite Scarlett 2i4 audio interface and a MacBook Pro. The first 2 tips are audio preferences. Let's begin by opening our audio preferences if they're not already open and discussing the input and output devices. For this video, I have attached an audio interface so we can explore a few different scenarios to consider when setting your audio preferences, input and output devices. As you can see, when I click on the drop-down list for each of the input and output devices, there are several options to choose from. A couple of notes on the input and output devices. The system settings and the built-in microphone for an input and the built-in output for an output are essentially the same, as we're now choosing to output to the computer in this scenario and setup that I have, which is where Logic Pro X is, and that is going to output sounds either to your headphones or to your both the system settings and the built-in options are going to output sound like your laptop normally would, i.e. to your speakers or to your headphones if you have them in. In this first scenario, we'll set up our input and output devices to be used with an audio interface. In this configuration, Logic Pro X will use the audio interface's inputs and output sound to the audio interface's outputs and headphones. In the next configuration, we'll set Logic Pro X up to output sounds to the laptop, either through system settings or a built-in microphone. I'll choose system settings in this scenario. And as I had mentioned previously, this would output sound to the laptop as normal, and it would go out through the laptop speakers or to a headphone if connected. In this final configuration, we'll set both the input and output devices to system settings. In this scenario, the output would go to the laptop's output, which would be the speakers or headphones, and the input would come from the laptop's USB port. The second important feature on the Audio Preferences tab is the I/O buffer size. This will help you with latency management. Latency is how much time you're giving the computer to process audio between, for example, me playing my guitar and when I hear the sound through the speakers. So you'll most likely want to keep this setting low as you are creating your project. As your project matures and grows in size, Logic Pro X will struggle to keep up with the lower setting. So most likely by the time you're into the mixing phase of your project, this will be set to 1024 or close to it. If you want to record multiple tracks at the same time and are not able to do so, there is one setting you'll need to make to your recording preferences. Navigate to your recording preferences. If your preferences are already open, tab over to the recording tab. Next, click on the Recording Project Settings button, and on the screen that pops up, click the box entitled Auto Remix by Channel if multi-track recording. You are now ready to record multiple tracks.